Chosen one, listen carefully. This is not a coincidence. You didn't just stumble upon this message, you were summoned by it. Even now, something inside you is stirring, isn't it? That quiet, trembling awareness that whispers, "This is for me." You can feel it in your spirit because heaven has aligned this very moment to awaken something that has been hidden within you for a long time. There is a secret gift buried deep inside your soul, something divine, powerful, and entirely unique to you. For years it has been waiting dormant beneath the layers of pain, confusion, and silence. But now, God is revealing what was once concealed. The time for hiding has ended. The season of revelation has begun. You may have sensed it. Subtle shifts in your atmosphere, strange coincidences that feel too perfect to ignore, dreams that seem to speak louder than ever before. That's because the veil is thinning. The invisible is meeting the visible. The spiritual is breaking into the natural. God is whispering to you. I placed something inside of you before the foundations of the world, and now it's time to unlock it. This gift isn't ordinary. It's not just a talent or skill. It's an anointing, a heavenly code written into your soul. It carries purpose, authority, and destiny. The enemy has fought you so hard because he knows the moment you discover what's inside you, nothing will ever be the same again. So if you've been feeling warfare, confusion, isolation, understand this: these were not signs of defeat. They were contractions before the birth. The pressure you've been under was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. In this message, the secret that heaven has guarded for years will unfold. Piece by piece, you will see why your journey was so different, why your heart has always felt set apart, and why God waited until now to show you what's truly been inside you all along. Stay with me. Don't click away. Because by the time this word is done, you will not only understand what your gift is, you will feel its power beginning to awaken. Heaven has chosen this moment to whisper, "Beloved, the secret gift within you is about to be revealed." And as you sit with these words, let the truth begin to settle in your spirit. This message you're hearing, it isn't random. It isn't crafted by chance or spoken for the crowd. It is a whisper from eternity, finding its way back to you. Every moment of your life, every delay, every closed door, every silent season has been part of a divine orchestration. Nothing has been wasted. Even the things you thought broke you were in reality shaping you. There were layers being peeled back, distractions being stripped away, until only the purest part of you remained the vessel that could finally hold what heaven intended all along. You have walked through seasons of silence, where you questioned if heaven even remembered your name. But in that silence, something holy was happening. God wasn't ignoring you. He was hiding you. There is a difference. When God hides something, it's never for rejection. It's always for protection. Diamonds are formed in pressure and hidden in darkness before they are revealed in brilliance. Oil is pressed in obscurity before it's poured in anointing. What looked like isolation was divine incubation. You weren't being forgotten. You were being forged. There were times you didn't understand why your prayers took so long to be answered, why your breakthroughs seemed to skip over you while others advanced. Yet now the reason is being revealed. Heaven was preparing a moment where your release would not be partial. It would be perfectly timed. The Lord has been preserving something sacred inside you. He watched the storms that tried to drown you, the betrayals that tried to harden you, the disappointments that tried to silence you, and still you kept a spark alive. That spark was never meant to die because it was His fire, not yours. In the unseen, angels were sent to guard that flame. Every battle you faced had a border. Every tear you cried was recorded. And now, the divine whisper grows louder. The gift I placed in you has matured. The time of unveiling has come. This revelation carries a weight of purpose. It's why your heart beats differently when you hear truth. It's why you've never been able to settle for ordinary life. The light within you is not for decoration, it's for direction. It was placed there to lead others out of darkness. And now heaven has drawn the curtain back. The light that once flickered in secret is being called forth to shine openly. Pause for a moment and feel this truth settle in your soul. The stirring you feel right now isn't imagination. It's recognition. You're remembering who you've always been and what heaven has always known. You carry a divine signature that cannot be erased. You are stepping into the moment creation has been waiting for. There's a reason your spirit has felt restless lately. Something inside you has been moving, shifting, stretching like the earth before it gives birth to new land. It isn't anxiety. It isn't coincidence. It's the echo of destiny waking up from its long slumber. Heaven has begun to remove the final veil. The mystery that once surrounded your life is being decoded. The questions that haunted you, why me? Why this path? Why these trials are finally meeting their answers. The truth is this: God hid a gift inside you so powerful that even you weren't ready to carry it fully until now. Every heartbreak, every detour, every season of silence refined the container so the treasure wouldn't break under its own glory. What He placed within you is not small. It's a divine instrument tuned to the frequency of heaven itself. This gift, though it takes many shapes, has one divine purpose: to reveal God through you. Some will speak words that pierce through confusion. Others will carry peace into chaos. Some will create, write, sing, heal, lead, teach, or build. Yet beneath all these expressions, the same current flows, the presence of God made visible through your life. This is why your presence has always felt different. Rooms react to you before anyone speaks. Environments shift when you enter. Sometimes people are drawn to you without knowing why. Other times they withdraw because your light exposes what they hide. Don't misread that reaction. It's not rejection, it's recognition. The unseen world knows who you are, even when you forget. For years you may have felt like your potential was trapped behind invisible glass, so close you could feel it, yet never fully touch it. But now that barrier is cracking. The season of almost is ending. The Lord is saying, what I planted in you will no longer remain buried. I am calling the seed to surface. You've been through enough pruning to handle what's about to grow. The divine code written into your spirit is unlocking sequence by sequence, like light breaking through hidden DNA. This isn't just an awakening, it's a commissioning. Imagine the wind shifting direction after a long drought. Imagine the sound of rain hitting soil that has waited years to drink. That's what is happening in your spirit. Heaven is watering what has been dormant. Prophetic clarity is returning. Vision is sharpening. The sound of purpose is growing louder. You may notice yourself drawn to new ideas, new people, new spaces that stir something alive in you. Pay attention, those are divine alignments. God is rearranging your surroundings to make room for what He's releasing through you. The gift inside cannot remain in old containers. It demands expansion. And yes, there will be trembling. Whenever something holy awakens the body, the mind and the world around it feel the weight of change. But do not fear the shaking. Every tremor is evidence that heaven's hand is near. The Lord whispers, "You are the vessel of my intention. I have placed within you a reflection of my own nature, a living reminder that I still dwell among men through those I choose." That's why your journey has carried such intensity. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. You weren't forgotten. You were being forged. You weren't overlooked. You were being ordained. Now the silence breaks. The waiting ends. The anointing that has followed you in shadows steps fully into light. The gift within is not coming, it's here. And soon you'll begin to see confirmation after confirmation that everything you sensed was real. What was secret is becoming seen. What was buried is being born. And the one who once whispered, "When will it be my time?" will soon declare, it was worth the wait. What's happening within you right now is more than emotion, it's revelation. It's the unfolding of a mystery that heaven wrote into your being before time began. This gift, this divine spark awakening inside you, carries layers of spiritual meaning that reach beyond your understanding. Let's look deeper, because this is where the why behind your journey begins to make sense. From the beginning of creation, God has hidden his greatest treasures inside the most ordinary vessels. The pattern is ancient, the divine concealed within the fragile, the infinite wrapped in human form. It's how heaven ensures that when glory is revealed, no one mistakes the source. That's why he placed the secret gift within you, in your soul, in your story, in your scars. The gift is light, but it could not shine until it met darkness. It is wisdom, but wisdom is meaningless without first encountering confusion. It is strength, but strength is untested without pressure. Every contradiction in your life has been a classroom, and every wound has been a door through which revelation could enter. When you cried out for understanding, heaven didn't respond with explanations, it responded with transformation. Because the spiritual meaning of your pain was never punishment, it was preparation. You see, the fire that once burned you now purifies you. The valley that once crushed you now grounds you. The silence that once terrified you now trains you to hear in ways others cannot. There's a divine paradox hidden in your story. God hides power inside powerlessness. He hides clarity inside confusion. He hides miracles inside impossibilities. Why? Because it is only in contradiction that the gift matures. If your life had been easy, your gift would have stayed shallow. If every door opened quickly, you would not have learned discernment. If every voice affirmed you, you would not have learned to recognize his. The process was painful because it was precise. Heaven knew exactly what kind of soil your seed required. You were not planted in comfort. You were planted in confrontation, so your roots would grow deep enough to withstand the storm that would one day come with your rising. Think of it like this. A tree that grows in gentle winds develops shallow roots, but the one that stands through fierce storms grows roots that wrap around bedrock. You are that tree. What looked like constant shaking was actually divine anchoring. The secret gift within you was never meant to stay hidden forever, but it had to survive the burial first. Resurrection only means something after death. So the parts of you that seemed to fall apart, they were not endings. They were resurrections in disguise. And now, as the divine reveals what it planted, you'll begin to see that nothing in your life was wasted. The tears watered the seed. The rejection guarded the roots. The loneliness deepened your listening. The silence strengthened your spirit. God allowed you to taste darkness so you could carry light with compassion. He allowed you to be misunderstood so you could speak truth without pride. He allowed you to lose what was temporary so you could recognize what was eternal. That's the spiritual depth of your story. The very pain that seemed to break you was the hammer shaping the vessel that could hold the weight of glory. There is also timing in this unveiling. Divine gifts are never released randomly. Heaven moves in seasons, sowing, growing, pruning, revealing. And the season you're entering now is revelation season, the moment where hidden purpose comes into visible power. You might notice a shift in your desires. Things that once interested you may suddenly feel hollow. That's because your spirit is recalibrating to heaven's frequency. You're being pulled toward purpose, and everything not aligned will quietly fall away. Don't resist it. That's divine realignment, not loss. When God reveals the secret gift, He also redefines your identity. You are no longer who pain made you. You are who purpose requires you to become. That's why old environments feel too small. That's why conversations drain you faster. You're outgrowing what once held you. There's a deep meaning here. Revelation is responsibility. When light increases, so does accountability. You're not just receiving a gift, you're being entrusted with it. Heaven doesn't reveal to entertain curiosity. It reveals to activate calling. So when you feel the stir to move differently, to think differently, to walk away from old cycles, that's not instability, that's alignment. Heaven is adjusting you to fit your next assignment. And the Spirit whispers again, "Do not fear the change, for the change is me. I am shaping you into the image I placed within you long ago. What you carry now is not fragile, it's refined. It's not theory, it's truth forged in fire." The meaning of this awakening is that you've become a living message. Your life itself will begin to speak where words fail. You are entering the sacred space where revelation meets manifestation, where what you know becomes what you live. This is the depth of it all. Heaven did not give you a gift to impress the world. It gave you a gift to heal it. When heaven begins to unveil a hidden gift, signs always follow. They're rarely loud or dramatic, often subtle, sacred, easy to overlook unless your spirit is paying attention. But once you begin to recognize them, you'll realize they've been there for some time, quietly signaling that something holy has begun to move inside you. One of the first signs is an inner stirring you can't explain. It's that sense of holy restlessness, not anxiety, but anticipation. You wake up with the feeling that something is coming, though you can't quite name it. The things that once satisfied no longer do. Familiar patterns feel foreign. It's as if your spirit has outgrown its old garments. That's not confusion, that's awakening. The second sign is divine disconnection. Suddenly, people, environments, or habits that once felt normal begin to lose their grip. Some relationships may quietly fade. Opportunities that looked promising may close unexpectedly. It can feel painful, but this too is sacred. God is creating space. When He reveals the gift, He also protects it by removing what would drain it. Every exit is an act of mercy. The third sign is heightened sensitivity. You begin to sense things you once ignored: the energy of a room, the unspoken words behind someone's tone, the weight of your own emotions. Don't dismiss this as overthinking. It's discernment awakening. Heaven sharpens your senses so you can navigate with wisdom, not impulse. The fourth sign is prophetic alignment. You start to notice repetition phrases, numbers, scriptures, or even songs that seem to follow you everywhere. It's as if the universe is echoing a single theme through multiple voices. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. Heaven speaks in patterns, and when your frequency shifts, your environment mirrors it. The fifth sign is divine interruption. Plans fall apart so better ones can form. Detours appear that don't make sense until later, when you realize they led you exactly where you needed to be. You may miss a call, lose a connection, or take a wrong turn that ends up being the right direction. In these moments, don't grieve the disruption. Whisper instead, "God, I see you in this." And the sixth sign, perhaps the most personal of all, is the voice within grows louder. That quiet intuition, that still small knowing, begins to guide you more directly. You start recognizing when peace pulls you forward and when unease holds you back. This is heaven teaching you the language of your own spirit. You won't need to chase clarity. It will rise from within. As these signs unfold, understand confirmation always precedes activation. God sends reminders not to tease you, but to strengthen your faith. When you begin seeing synchronicities, repeating messages, unexpected opportunities, or waves of emotion that come out of nowhere, that's the divine whisper saying, it's happening. You're not imagining it. You're aligning with it. The signs are heaven's fingerprints, marking the places where your invisible becomes visible. Every detail, every shift, every strange coincidence is God gently saying, the secret within you is awakening. So pay attention, not in fear but in wonder. Because once you start seeing the signs, you'll realize heaven has already been walking beside you, revealing what your heart has known all along. Before every revelation, there is resistance. Before every unveiling, there is unseen warfare. And before every gift is manifested, there comes a test designed not to destroy you, but to prove the strength of what's inside you. You may already feel this in your life. The atmosphere tightens, distractions multiply, emotions run heavy. Suddenly, everything that once felt clear becomes cloudy. It's not coincidence, it's confirmation. The gift within you is pushing against its final barrier, and the pressure you feel is the sound of spiritual labor. This is what heaven calls the refining stage, the moment when everything external seems to contradict what you know internally. You've heard the word. You've felt the stirring. You've seen the signs. And yet life begins to look harder, not easier. That's how you know you're close. When the enemy cannot stop the gift, he will try to distort your vision. He'll whisper lies. You're not ready. You've failed too many times. Nothing's changing. But these voices are not revelation. They're resistance. They come to confuse your focus right before your emergence. Another hidden challenge is spiritual fatigue. You'll find yourself suddenly weary, not just physically, but in your soul. You may feel tired of praying, tired of waiting, tired of believing. But this exhaustion is not weakness. It's the cost of carrying something heavy in the spirit. Just as a mother's body aches before birth, your spirit feels stretched because something divine is being delivered through you. Then comes emotional warfare. Old wounds may resurface not because you've regressed, but because they're being healed at the root. You may find yourself facing old fears, old doubts, or people from your past who mirror your former self. Don't be alarmed, these are divine mirrors. They're here to show you how much you've grown and to help you close doors that can't go with you into your next chapter. There's also the test of silence. Just when you crave clarity, heaven may seem quiet again. Messages that once flowed easily may slow down. Doors that seemed open may pause. But silence is not absence, it's sanctification. It's heaven saying, hold steady. What I've planted is growing, even if you can't see it yet. In this stage, the greatest battle is not around you, it's within you. Can you keep believing when you don't yet see the fruit? Can you stay faithful when you feel forgotten? Because the truth is, you're not forgotten. You're being finished. So when confusion rises, when warfare intensifies, when weariness whispers, remember diamonds resist pressure by design. They're not destroyed by it, they're defined by it. Likewise, the friction you feel now isn't failure, it's formation. The divine message is clear. Don't interpret discomfort as disfavor. You are not being broken down, you are being built up. Every challenge that tries to stop you is secretly sharpening you. Every tear is washing your vision clean. Every delay is deepening your roots. So breathe. Don't run from the stretching, lean into it. For when the refining ends, the revealing begins. And what emerges will carry a strength that can no longer be shaken. Now that the unveiling has begun, the Spirit says, do not rush and do not resist. This is a sacred hour, a turning point where obedience becomes your greatest weapon and stillness becomes your strongest stance. When heaven reveals a hidden gift, it doesn't just call you to celebrate, it calls you to prepare. Here is how you prepare. Step 1. Protect the atmosphere. The first instruction is to guard your environment with intention. Not every voice can travel with you into this new dimension. Be mindful of what you entertain in your conversations, your media, your inner thoughts. The presence of God thrives in purity and peace. If you feel your spirit clouded, don't panic, pause. Step away, breathe, pray. Your sensitivity is increasing, and with it comes responsibility. You must now curate your atmosphere like a sacred garden. Remove what drains you water, what sustains you. Step 2. Return to stillness. Revelation grows in silence. The world will try to rush you to fill your mind with noise. But remember, God whispered to Elijah, not in the earthquake, not in the fire, but in the still small voice. Your clarity will not come from chaos. It will come from quiet communion. Make room each day, even 5 minutes, to listen, not speak. The gift within you is tuned to heaven's frequency, and you can only hear it when you're still enough to receive. Step 3. Obey quickly. Even in small things, divine timing is precise. Sometimes God tests our readiness through simple instructions. He says, forgive. He says, give. He says, go. Your obedience in the small proves your readiness for the great. The Spirit whispers, don't delay what I've confirmed. Move when I nudge you. Every time you respond in faith, the next step reveals itself. Obedience is the door that turns revelation into reality. Step 4. Speak life daily. Words are seeds. Every time you speak, you sow. Heaven listens to your declarations. If your tongue agrees with fear, you empower delay. If your tongue agrees with truth, you activate destiny. Wake up each morning and say, what God started in me, He will complete. Say, the gift within me will bless the world. Say, I walk in divine order, not human pressure. Let your mouth echo heaven until your atmosphere aligns with your faith. Step 5. Release what no longer serves the calling. You cannot carry everything into this next season. Some attachments were divine for a time, but purpose has seasons, and not every chapter lasts forever. Letting go is not loss, it's sacred exchange. Every time you release what's heavy, God places something holy in your hands. Ask Him daily, what do you want me to lay down today? And then trust that His removal is always redirection. Step 6. Stay hidden until He says go. When revelation comes, the temptation is to announce it immediately. But the most powerful things in heaven begin quietly. Jesus waited 30 years for 3 years of purpose. Likewise, let God complete your preparation before your presentation. Some gifts require secrecy before authority. Don't rush exposure, nurture intimacy. Step 7. Keep your heart soft. Power is dangerous without humility. The greater your light, the greater your need for compassion. Stay gentle. Stay teachable. Let gratitude be your posture. The gift within you was not given to elevate you above others, but to serve them. Heaven trusts only those who can hold power without pride. And finally, step 8. Pray for alignment, not advancement. The world prays to rise, heaven prays to align. Ask God to align your will with His. When you're in alignment, promotion happens naturally. You won't need to force what's already written. Remember, divine instruction isn't about perfection. It's about positioning. You don't have to do everything at once. Just take one obedient step, then another. God isn't asking you to perform, He's asking you to partner. There's a line drawn in the Spirit right now, a gentle invitation. The voice of God says, this is your moment. Walk carefully, walk confidently, and walk closely with me. What I am awakening within you will change more than your life. It will change lives through you. Every step of obedience polishes the treasure. Every act of faith sharpens your discernment. And soon, the very things that once felt impossible will bow before divine order. You are not waiting for destiny. Destiny is waiting for your agreement. And as you walk in obedience, do not be afraid. Heaven never awakens a gift without surrounding it in protection. What God reveals, He also preserves. What He anoints, He also shields. You may not always feel it, but even now there is a hedge around your life. Unseen hands guard your path. Angels have been stationed at thresholds you have not yet reached. Every time you narrowly avoided danger, every coincidence that spared you, that was protection in motion. The Lord whispers, I have set my seal upon you. The storm may roar, but it will not swallow you. There is a spiritual canopy that moves with you, light woven from promise. When darkness presses close, it cannot enter. When confusion tries to cloud your mind, peace rises like a fortress around your thoughts. Even in solitude, you are not alone. Presence walks beside you, silent but strong. Sometimes protection appears as delay. Sometimes it feels like rejection. But both are mercy-wearing disguise. The door that would have drained your spirit was closed to keep your oil pure. The friendship that faded spared your heart from contamination. The setback that frustrated you was a detour around destruction. So breathe again. Nothing can touch what heaven guards. The one who called you is also the one who covers you. Picture it, your life surrounded by golden light, the very breath of God swirling like a shield. Each step you take leaves a trail of fire the enemy cannot cross. Every prayer you whisper releases sound waves that push back darkness. Your footsteps are echoing with divine authority. The ground recognizes who walks upon it. And even when battles arise, you will not face them alone. The Spirit stands within you, calm in every storm. When fear whispers, what if answer? Even then I am held, because you are. Peace is not the absence of war. Peace is the presence of God. Carry that truth like armor. Let it steady your breathing, quiet your mind, soften your heart. When anxiety tries to return, remember, you are not walking towards safety, you are walking from it. You already have it. Every promise spoken over you is surrounded by angels until fulfillment. Every word heaven releases comes wrapped in assurance it will not return void. So rest. The battle is real, but victory is predetermined. You are guarded, guided, and graced. And as you keep moving forward, this will become your quiet confidence that nothing formed against you can prosper, because nothing can penetrate a heart that beats in rhythm with God's will. You are safe. You are seen. You are surrounded. And then, there comes a moment when everything changes. Not in thunder or fanfare, but quietly like dawn, breaking through the last shadow of night. The shift is so subtle that only your spirit recognizes it first. The weight that once clung to your heart begins to lift. The ache that once kept you awake fades into calm. The same world remains around you, yet somehow you are not the same. This is transformation. Not the kind the world measures, but the kind heaven marks. The secret gift that once whispered now speaks clearly. You begin to walk differently, not out of pride, but out of peace. You no longer chase validation because you've become rooted in divine assurance. You no longer seek permission because heaven has already said go. The person who doubted, questioned, hesitated, that version of you quietly dissolves, and in its place stands someone radiant, grounded, whole. You'll notice it in your language first. Words that once carried fear now carry faith. You speak life effortlessly without rehearsing, and it manifests before your eyes. You pray and things move. You forgive and hearts soften. You step into spaces and the atmosphere brightens. This is what it means to live awakened. Your very existence becomes an altar where God continues His work through you. Transformation is not the absence of struggle, it's the mastery of response. The storms may still come, but now you know who commands the wind. The wilderness may stretch ahead, but now you carry water inside you. You've become the evidence that light can live in human form. And then comes fulfillment. It rarely arrives with spectacle. It unfolds like prophecy turning into memory. You'll begin to recognize the signs of promises, kept opportunities that align without force, divine encounters that confirm your steps' provision appearing where there once was lack. You'll realize that the prayers you thought went unanswered were only waiting for your readiness. Fulfillment feels like breathing without effort after years of gasping. It's the moment you finally understand that nothing was wasted. Every waiting season, every lonely night, every silent battle, all of it was working toward this moment of harmony between your soul and your purpose. The gift within you begins to overflow. People will notice not because you seek attention, but because fruit cannot hide itself. Your presence becomes ministry. Your peace becomes healing. Your creativity becomes revelation. You become a living demonstration of what grace can do when it's given room to work. And when you look back, you'll see the pattern clearly. The places you thought were endings were actually beginnings. The people who left made room for divine replacements. The tears that burned your eyes watered the soil for new joy. You'll see it, and you'll smile because the mystery finally makes sense. In this stage, gratitude becomes your language. You thank God not just for what He gave, but for what He withheld. You thank Him not just for open doors, but for the ones that shut. You realize that fulfillment isn't a single moment. It's a continuous flow between heaven and your obedience. This is what the awakening was always leading to. Not fame, not power, not recognition, but union. The merging of divine will and human heart until they beat as one. You've become what you were created to be, a vessel of light, a living prophecy, a reflection of heaven walking on earth. And as you stand in that realization, you'll understand the secret gift within you was never about becoming more. It was about becoming whole. Take a breath. Let the stillness of this moment sink deep into your soul. Everything that needed to be said has been spoken. Everything that needed to awaken has begun to stir. You can feel it, that quiet hum within your chest, that peace that doesn't make sense. That's not emotion. That's recognition. The gift has answered. The secret within you has come alive. Now let's seal it in faith. Speak these affirmations aloud, not as hope, but as truth. I am aligned with divine purpose. What God placed within me moves in harmony with His plan. I am guided by light and guarded by grace. No darkness can silence what heaven has ignited in me. I walk in peace, power, and presence. Every step I take is ordered, every word I speak is blessed. The secret gift within me serves the world in love. I am not hidden. I am sent. I am not forgotten. I am chosen. I trust the timing, the process, and the promise. Everything unfolds exactly as heaven designed it to. Pause after each one. Let the words settle into your spirit like oil finding its mark. These are not affirmations of ambition. They are declarations of remembrance. You're not becoming someone new. You're remembering who you already are. Now receive this blessing. May peace go before you like dawn breaking the horizon. May grace surround you like armor made of light. May your gift flow without fear touching lives you'll never even meet. May wisdom guide your decisions, and may discernment guard your path. May every closed door reveal itself as mercy, and every delay unfold as divine timing. May your words carry healing, your presence carry calm, and your heart remain pure enough to hold more of heaven. And when you doubt again, because we all do, may this message echo in your spirit: you were never overlooked. You were preserved for this very moment. The gift within you has awakened. The journey continues, but now with revelation, not uncertainty. Walk forward knowing heaven walks with you, and everything that rises against you must bow before divine order. You are light in motion. You are a vessel of divine expression. You are the living fulfillment of a promise spoken long ago. So go forth in peace and power, and in the quiet confidence of one who knows the secret gift within you has been revealed, and it will shine forever.